What's up, my BBs? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, I know, and I say that at the beginning of every video because it's always been a while. I haven't been posting as regularly. I'm sorry. I have been working full-time. I'm still in school until December, then I graduate. So today's video is one that I've wanted to make for a while. I'm actually thinking about filming 2 videos today. But so this first one is going to be how I deal with my BPD, borderline personality disorder, at work. So that's something I've kind of dealt with before. I've worked at Starbucks, at Cold Stone. Those were fast-paced environments. Those were a little different. Those were also before I was smoking weed. And those I don't know, I never really was aware of any BPD tendencies that I would act on, if that makes sense. So now I work 8 to 5, full-time job, Monday through Friday, in a professional office setting. I've said this in another video, I am an administrative assistant at a law firm. Not going to say anything more than that. But so it's the first time I've really had to be professional, and I talk to clients and coworkers and stuff like that. And so sometimes that is not the easiest environment for me. So I wanted to talk about how I cope and deal with my BPD at work when it starts to flare up. And this video is for anyone who has anxiety or depression or any of these BPD symptoms, who works in an office or honestly any job, any situation, and needs a way to manage. So this is not a medical video or anything. This is just the ways that I cope. So the first thing is a huge thing for me. It's a big BPD symptom. A lot of people also deal with it, and that's my mood swings. I have to be very careful with what I do when my mood swings to a not so great place, because I am a receptionist. I do have to talk to clients. I do have to talk to people besides my coworkers, and I can't just answer the phone and be like, what? Sometimes I'm in a bad mood and I have to answer the phone and be happy, and it's not easy, but that's something I kind of just have to breathe. So my mood swings, and also if I'm in a bad mood, sometimes I'll say things to my coworkers. I hate my job, I hate being here, blah, 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 blah. Very overreacting, very emotional, and then an hour later, it's like, JK, didn't mean any of that, just in a mood. So I definitely have to be very careful with that. And the biggest thing is just to be mindful of what you're saying, who you're saying it to, especially if it's in writing. Someone else could see that. Verbally is still not great, but what I like to do when I'm in these mood swings and I'm feeling impulsive, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling restless, is I do that. You can do a square, a triangle, whatever. It's a breathing exercise where it's like breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale 6 seconds, or I don't know, those numbers might be a little off. But as busy as I can be, I always take a few minutes to just breathe. And that sounds really silly. It's like, breathe, I'm always breathing, whatever. Like, I don't even like meditation, or I really don't usually like breathing exercises, but just stopping for a second and just breathing can really, really help. Another thing, sometimes I tell the other receptionist, you know what, I need to go to the bathroom, take a little 5-10 minute break. And that's okay. Sometimes you do just need to step out, take a break, and then come back and do your job. And that's not a bad thing. That doesn't make you not capable for the job. It doesn't make you a bad worker. It makes you human. Another big thing about BPD is rejection and the fear of rejection. And that's something that I am constantly dealing with. I've even told my bosses, I am terrified to do something wrong, because the reaction I get when I do something wrong, even if it's just like, hey, next time make sure you do this, I spiral. I go, I'm a horrible worker, I'm gonna get fired, everyone hates me, I can't do anything right. I just go down that road. And so one of the things, it's a DBT skill, it's called checking the facts. And it's just thinking, okay, what did I do during this situation? What were the effects of my actions? What were the effects of what I've done? And sometimes, yeah, you do royally fuck up. And it sucks. Again, you're human. One of the things that one of my coworkers told me to say this to my boss if I ever do something wrong, and it's not a cop-out, it's not an excuse, just say, like, apologize, acknowledge that you did something wrong, and just say it won't happen again, and don't let it happen again. But again, like, the main thing I want to express here, we are human. Just because you have BPD does not make you a monster. It does not make you crazy. It makes you, you're still human. everyone has emotions. Not everyone can control them as well as others, and that's okay, like I said. But when these things happen, again, I breathe, I check the facts, and a lot of the times I'll be very particular and make notes about how I can do something better next time. And just the fear of the rejection and the fear of the response of doing something wrong, even if it simply is, next time do it like this. Sometimes I truly feel like there's a knot in my stomach, and I just, again, have to breathe. I have to think about what happened, and I have to say, okay, this moment will pass. My bosses are great. Even if I do something wrong, it's never really personal. It's just they'll tell me, and then they don't hate me, they don't think less of me. It's just a mistake, and they understand that. And that's something I love about my job, and that makes me really lucky to work there. One thing, this is kind of BPD, this is kind of just me. I'm a very stubborn person, and I have some issues with authority. So there are times when I disagree with the way some things are done in the office and some of the decisions my bosses make, and I can't go, no. I can't go, I need to do this, why are we doing, like, I can't argue. I have to say, okay, like, he's the boss, she's the boss, I have to accept this. And it's that acceptance that sometimes is hard for me, because I'm, like I said, I'm very stubborn, and I always think that I am right. And so sometimes if they tell me something and I disagree, I have to just say, okay. I've had to really have the willpower to just hold back. One of the big things about me and like the way I respond to people who I work with, whether it's my boss, whether it's a coworker, I always take a minute and make sure I'm not saying anything that could be taken badly, that could really hurt me or the other person. You just have to be very, very mindful of your actions. And that's easier said than done. It definitely is, especially if you're in a bad mood, impulsive moment. A lot of the times they'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, not think about the consequences. But that's something you definitely just have to be mindful. The last thing I want to talk about are friendships and interpersonal relationships. That's a symptom of BPD, having unstable interpersonal relationships. I am so lucky. I love my coworkers. At the beginning, I was very concerned about them not liking me, and especially if I would mess up, like transferring a call to a wrong person, and they would tell me that it needs to go to a different person, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, they hate me, I'm new, I keep messing up, I'm not doing my job. It's that spiral again. The thing I had to remind myself, I'm human, I'm gonna learn. Something about me, just specifically, is whenever I start a new job or I'm trying something new and I don't do well, I spiral and I get really concerned and think I'm never going to be able to do it. So what I had to do is I had to remember Starbucks and Cold Stone. The first days of those jobs, I had a panic attack and was crying, I'm never going to learn this. And then soon after that, I became very good at it, not to toot my own horn, but so it's something that I really just have to remind myself of. And those self-affirmations, you can do this, soon you will learn, it takes time. And that's something I try to remind new people as we hire new employees. It will take time. You will mess up, but that's okay. And then I posted this on my story. It's very simple. It's okay to not be okay. It happens. We're human. We have emotions. Sometimes we have trouble controlling them. That's okay. So those are the different things at work that I feel like my BPD gets involved in. If you guys have any other suggestions on ways to calm down or to manage these symptoms, leave them in the comments. I hoped, if anything, maybe I could help a couple people. That's all I'm trying to do. It's those comments that you guys leave when you say thanks for sharing my story and that I really helped them. Those just make my heart so happy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Go subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.